Now, dreaded topic, simultaneous equation. We all don't like simultaneous equation because it's very easy to make mistake. Okay, let's look. So we have to use algebra to solve simultaneous equation, and we have two equation. Now look at that. They are giving you a hint. Basically, they are giving you direction. They are saying, do this. So they are saying first use 2x plus y equal 5. So the very first one, to write y in terms of x. What does that mean? Y equal, and then on the other side have stuff and x. Okay, so what do I need to do with this equation in order to get that? Well, I have y on this side, but I don't need these 2x. These 2x have to go to the other side of the equation. So what happens when a number goes to the other side of the equation? It changes the sign to the opposite. So 5 minus 2x. Now, what do I do with it? Well, equal sign is saying this is y, this is y. So if that is y, I can replace this y here. What do I mean? Let me write that equation. So equal sign, that's what it means, saying it is the same. This is y, this is y. So instead of having this y here, I'm going to put another expression for y. Yeah, and that way we have eliminated one of the letters, because the point of simultaneous equation, let's not forget, is to get rid of one letter. One letter has to go. Only one letter can stay. So now that I have one letter, one equation, I can solve that. So how do we solve that? Well, here I have a bracket that is taken to the power of 2. How do I take a bracket to the power of 2? I have two options. Either I multiply my bracket by itself, isn't it? Because that's what it means, to the power of 2. Or I can use the formula to kind of jump a step ahead. That's what it means. Okay, I'm going to use the formula to work that. So let's see, x to the power of 2 remain x to the power of 2 plus. And now we're going to take the bracket to the power of 2 using the formula. Now these formulas are not in your table, so you need to know them. So, okay, how does it work? You take the first number in your bracket and you take it to the power of 2. What's our first number? Our first number is 5. So when I take 5 to the power of 2, what do I get? 25. Then I have minus. Then 2 is multiplied by the first number multiplied by the second. So that means 2 multiply my first number is 5 multiplied by my second number, which is 2x. Okay, so how do I multiply that? So 2 multiplied by 5 and multiplied by 2, we put that in the calculator and we get that that is 20. Sorry, I wanted to write 10. My apologies. 20x. And then the last one plus, and then b is the second number in our bracket, and that is 2x. And we take in 2x to the power of 2, that means 2 to the power of 2, which is 4, and then x to the power of 2, and then we have 25 on the other side of the equation. Fantastic. What do we do next? Once in your calculation, you have a letter, and that letter is taken to the power of 2. What you think about is minus b formula. What's our minus b formula? Is the formula on page 20 in our table here for solving quadratic equation. That's the formula we're going to use. Now, before we can apply this formula, our equation have to look this way. What does that mean? Everything on one side of the equation and nothing on the other side, because that's what 0 is, means nothing. So I'm saying, okay, I need to move that 25 to join the rest of the values. So I'm going to be moving and at the same time arranging my equation. I have 1x, I have 4x here. Together I have 5 of x to the power of 2 minus then 20x. Then I have plus 25. And then when I move that to the other side, what happened? I have minus 25 equal 0. Now, what happens here is that my 25 plus and minus become 0. So really what I have is 5x to the power of 2 minus 20x equals 0. Now, what do I do now? Do I use minus b formula? Yes, we can still use minus b formula. We can factorize. I know we all dreading that, but we can as well use minus b formula. Let me show you both situation. So again, my minus b formula, let's write it out, and then we're going to replace those letters with numbers, and then 2 multiplied by a. So value of b is what? Minus 20. So I remove b and I put minus 20. And again here, minus 20. Then I have value of a. My value of a is 5. So I remove a and I put 5. And the last thing, C. I don't have C. When in maths we don't have something, what do we write or what do we say? We are saying nothing. That means what? 0, isn't it? So we can always put that in our calculator and it will work. We're going to get that value of x is 4. Actually, it doesn't matter whether I go plus minus, I'm going to get the same answer. The second answer we're going to have is going to be 0. So we have the two values. Now, so like I'm saying, even if we don't have that, C minus B still works. That's why it's excellent formula. I love minus B formula. Now, how about what's the other way that we could do? So in those cases, I can take x in front of the bracket. Not only x, I actually can factorize 5 out. So if I take 5x in front of the bracket, I am left with x minus 4. Because if I multiply that back, I'm going to get what? 5x multiplied by x is 5x to the power of 2. And then 5x multiplied by minus 4 will be minus 20x. And then we are taking each factor equals 0. And therefore, we arrive at the same answer. But that's what I'm saying. If this method, I know a lot of students find it a little bit more difficult. Like I'm saying, minus b formula will always work for you. So we found the value of x. Let's not forget about value of y. How do I find value of y? I can take any of these equations that I want to find the value of y. Well, obviously not this one doesn't have y, but I have here a ready one, so I can use that one. Let's just write it here. So that was my y equal 5 minus 2x. So we are saying when x is equal 4, value of y will be what? 5 minus 2 multiplied by 4, and we put that in the calculator, and what do we get? Minus 3. Therefore, one set of points is 4 and minus 3. And then the other one, when we put 0 in place of x, again, 5 minus 2 multiplied by 0, and we get that our y is 5, and that's second set of answers.